What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. Ready to Love, Make a Move, Season 1, Episode 5, Blast from the Past. Now, am I miss am I not unclear? If is it me? Am I unclear on the premise of the show? Because the way that Vernisha wants men to move to Houston, the way that Zadia seemingly wants men to move to DC. Y'all signed up to potentially move. Y'all did. This is not let me find a man to move to my city. But okay, ladies, okay. First things first, if you guys are brand new to the channel or returning viewers that have not yet subscribed, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video if you enjoy it, okay? So we pick back up right where we were with Ashlee, and she's going back and forth with Kirsten. Remember, she was accusing him of being there for everyone as if he wasn't brought in to be on 2 dates. It's not that Kirsten came in and has been like doing something behind her back. He came in because he was brought in to date two people. Nonetheless, she has a light bulb go off above her head. And in this moment, just in this moment, she now realizes, hey, I'm no longer worried about that. I'm only worried about myself. I don't want to say I'm sick of Ashlee, y'all, but I'm tired of Ashlee. I am. I'm very tired of Ashlee. To be quite honest, she seems like a very nice young lady. She seems cool, but Ashlee has too much baggage. Ashlee has too many emotions. Ashlee has what's my cord? Ashlee has too much everything going on at this point. So she's gonna keep him around, sis. We then get to Charisse, and she still doesn't feel like Maurice is pursuing her because he's not. He's not pursuing you. So she tells him that, I need more than just chemistry and, you know, you telling me that I look good. I want to get to somebody that makes me feel good, not just gives me a bunch of flattery. And that's a word. I feel like so many times women and some men really just want people to kind of flatter them and to pander to them. And at the end of the day, while yes, you want your person to be attracted to you, absolutely. You want your person to tell you how much they love you and how beautiful you are, how handsome you are. You want that, but you also want that person to not only tell you that, but to make you feel that way. And Maurice isn't making her feel that way. So she finally lets him go, and I'm shocked. Maurice has the audacity to be in his little confessional and say he don't know why he was eliminated because you don't talk. What do you mean? You don't talk. So he doesn't know why he was eliminated. He feels that they were communicating effectively. Y'all weren't. Y'all weren't communicating at all because you don't talk, Maurice. So he then says that she will start to miss him. And the nerve. The nerve. Maurice is so full of himself. Maurice just thinks that he is just big, big Willie out here, but you're on the same show that she is on. Let's rein it back a little bit. Let's put ourselves, you know, let's you got a little too much dip on your chip. Let's say that for Maurice. So the next morning or the next day, Ashlee is cooking for the ladies. She's making a crab boil. So Charisse tells the group that Maurice has been calling her. Girl, what? Now you want to talk? So he wants to now show her around town. She's entertaining him because we all know Charisse wants that man because she thinks he has money. Ashlee is now talking to, or said that she's still talking to Don. Now, she said that she feels as if she doesn't know if she made the right decision or not because Don is being consistent after the elimination. We have to keep it a buck. Okay, we got to call a spade a spade. Ashlee, were you consistent before that? I get the whole let's pursue, let's pursue. I want to be pursued. I'm the contestant on the show. But at the end of the day, if you really, really like this man, and after one day, because let's keep in mind, it's not that Ashlee texted Don and he didn't respond. That's not the case. There were so many of y'all ladies in the comments saying that y'all would never text somebody first. That's childish. I'm sorry, but that's childish. This isn't texting first. These are people that had we saw the screenshot. They have had conversation. It wasn't a matter of texting first. It was a matter of texting at all. It wasn't a matter of texting first. So we then get Tamika, and she has some of their friends show up, and we get accosted by Camille again. Y'all, I truly did not like Camille in her season. Still don't like Camille. I get the whole she's a theater kid and she's very theatrical and dramatic and all that stuff, but all those faces and all that stuff that she does, it's just not cute. It's just not cute. It's not entertaining. It's not flattering. It's none of the above. So, we find out that their friends are going to be going on their keeper dates so we can find out why y'all keep keeping these men, right? And the real reason that I think Tamika brought these people in is to see if it's going to knock Zadia off her Cameron Square and to see if it's going to knock Vernisha off of the Jabari Square, right? So first date is Zadia and Camille. They're out with Cameron. So Zadia tells Camille, I know I wanted you to be at a 10.5. Let's be at a 6. Let's be at a cool, comfortable 6. And Camille is like, why he can't handle it? If he can't handle it, then he ain't the one for you. No. She just don't want you to get on here and embarrass yourself. Because you're not going to embarrass her. You're going to embarrass yourself. There's no need for you to come into a situation and be at a 10.5 if we're going to keep it a buck. So Cameron comes in. He said the coffee smelled good, and Zadia offers him a sip of the coffee. So Camille was like, oh, so that means y'all kissed already, y'all sharing coffee. And she was like, girl, it is just a drink. We've all shared drinks with people before, right? I typically don't necessarily share drinks with people that I'm not kissing. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if you taste somebody's alcoholic drink, in my mind, and in a lot of people's minds, you know, the alcohol kills the germ or whatever the case. But a coffee, sucking it, it gets caught in the oops, oh, drop this. It gets caught in the lid, right? It's right here. That's backwash and spit, and then it's coming back in. Y'all are drinking each other's backwash. But we're not going to make a big deal about it. Camille pulls out a notebook and asks him some questions. And I don't have a problem with the questions she was asking. My issue is when it came up to because the question about how you have time for her, that type of stuff, that's perfectly fine. My issue with this is her asking him if he would move to DC. He said he just got here. He came here from, did he say Omaha? He's trying to get away from the snow and from the cold. He likes the South. He likes being in NOLA. That's what he wants to do. So he said he wants Zadia to be open to the South as well. You know why he expects Zadia to be open to the South? Because Zadia brought her ass on a show whose whole premise was moving to where these men are. So the fact that Camille was like, oh, well, that's real, then we're doing all the theatrics. This is silly. This is silly. Silly. I'm so tired of hearing this conversation with these people. So we then get to Vernisha. So she's out with her friend Liz, and they are out to meet Jabari. So Liz asks him his thoughts on success. He gives a very good answer. They're okay with the answer. She then asks him how he feels about dating a successful woman. We know that Vernisha is an entrepreneur. I don't remember what she did. So if y'all can let me know down below, because I want to know what she does. I feel like I never knew. Did they ever say what she does? Let me know what she does, because they're acting like she's out 24 hours a day. Like, that's how they portray her sometimes when she talks about herself and the way that her friend was talking about her. So he said he's cool with that as long as she knows how to turn it off at 5 o'clock when she comes home. And what I took from that is Jabari saying he's going to run this relationship. He's going to run this house. So you can play boss all you want to, but when you're around me, I'm in charge. I thought that was a red flag personally. So Vernisha and Liz both said, it's not easy to just turn that off. What if she has, to work late? She doesn't have typical hours. Sometimes she has events that she has to be at, and she's out late. Jabari said, well, he's typically in bed between 9:30 and 10 because he got to wake up in the morning. And I tell you a lot of time, I'm corporate thugging during the week, right? I work in corporate America. So I try to be in bed by 10:30, 11 during the week as well. But if something comes up and I just so happen to be out late once or twice, it's not the end of the world to me. But I'm a morning person. Not everybody is. So he then says that he is used to his woman being home when he gets there off for work. So I don't, like I told y'all, I still think hands down that because he has that Houston link, I think that is really the only reason why she is keeping him around. Personally, we get Charisse and LJ, and they're meeting up with Keith. Remember, Keith was the little chocolate bar with the salt and pepper beard. So Keith said he has dedicated his life to raising his son to 25 years. He said he took his first solo trip. He said he went to Dallas. Y'all, I hollered. Okay? Hollered. That is fine and dandy. I applaud anybody on going anywhere by themselves, even if it is just 2 hours away. Right? I remember when y'all know I'm in Milwaukee, and I remember when I started going just down to Chicago by myself. It's a big, I mean, I was way younger than he is now, but it's a big thing because you are in a complete different city, complete different state, right? That's a big thing for some people. But the way that he made it seem like that was just so well traveled for him. Cherise had the same disgust on her face that she had when that man had on that patterned vest. So it comes into play where, Sharice likes to travel. So you just wanting to go, skip on over the state line just to get to Dallas, that's not moving and grooving for her. So they talk about what type of dates does he like. He said, I like simple dates, going to get ice cream, walking and talking, creating memories. Those dates are awesome. I love an ice cream date. Frozen yogurt, I don't like ice cream. I love a frozen yogurt or a frozen custard date, right? A nice stroll through the park, bussin'. But those can't be your only dates, right? It's given, I don't want to say it's given, I don't have any money, but it's given, like, why is that your go-to for, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it could be editing, could be how he phrased it, but yeah, that was something. So we then have Ashlee and Stormy on her date with Kirsten, and this is where shit got real. So Ashlee thinks her friend is overdressed. I didn't think she was overdressed, but I just felt like, why did you wear that? I just kind of felt, why did you wear that? So Ashlee is like, I need her to remember that this is my date. She's just here to support me. And that's where I like to pose the question, are these women really friends, or did they just pick somebody from her season? Because this didn't give friendship vibes to me at all. So Kirsten comes in. Stormy and Kirsten had chemistry out the water, y'all. Like the way they were in tune with each other, they weren't even talking to Ashlee after a period of time. He was asking her, girl, so what you drinking? She's asking him stuff, asking him if, like, it was wild. And it wasn't like the way Camille was talking to Cameron. It wasn't the same way that Liz was talking to Jabari. This was dead ass on some, I feel like I might, girl, I take your man. That's what it was given. So Ashlee's in her confessional saying, she needs to kind of remember that you're not on the date. So Ashlee feels away now, and it's like, Stormy is single and she's making sure that we all know. So Ashlee gets up and walks away during the date. The way that not one of them, Kirsten nor Stormy, had the wherewithal to go follow her. They just sat there, and then he was like playing with the napkin or something. They continued on with their date. That was so mind blowing to me, y'all. So Ashley's talking to production, telling them that this isn't fair. I feel invisible. This isn't right. Yada yada yada. She feels away as she should. As she should. Stormy was wrong for that. You were wrong for that. That kind of shows you like the type of person that Stormy truly is. So Zadia is out. So now we switch over to the new dates. Zadia is out with Chris. He said he goes by Dylan. I said, why? Why? What is your name? What did your mama name you? Because it's such a stretch to say my name is. She thought she was meeting up with Chris. So for you to say I go by Dylan is wild. My name is Tamara. I go by Tammy. That's within the same vein. People named Michael will go by Mike. Christopher by Chris. But Chris by Dylan. Okay, Dylan. So he's a 31-year-old teacher. He was so awkward. I couldn't deal. I didn't like his hair, so that was upsetting. But he was so awkward. So he wants to know her age, and she was like, guess my age. He doesn't want to guess. She wants him to guess. It was a very unnecessary push and pull, if you will. We didn't need to have this. Girl, tell him your age, but it just shows you that Zadie is not really interested. And she even said in her confessional that she would just much rather be on dates with Cameron. Like, she's not even really putting her all into it. She says she's there physically, she's there mentally, but, she's only given 45%. So she asked him if they had another date, where would he take her? He was like, where they got pictures. All the pictures. She was like, a gallery. So he apparently likes art galleries. We also find out he's dyslexic, but he's going to be teaching English, which is fine. I feel like at his age, if he found out he was dyslexic as a child, they know how to manage that. They know how they learn and how they process things. Um, but she feels like he's unstable and kind of unsettled in his career because this is his first year teaching, and he just moved down there from New York. Tamika, where you finding these men at, sis? Where you finding these men? Because none of this is making sense. We then get Sharice. She's on a date with 55-year-old school dean named Mizell. He was a very handsome older guy. So they were at like a dancing class. They had really good chemistry. She felt that it was intimate to be dancing with somebody that you really don't know. But because of his like warming spirit and stuff, he relaxed her more. I hope she keeps him. I do. I hope she keeps him over. We all know she's not keeping Keith. Keith gives broke vibes. But I like Mizell, so I do hope she keeps him. We get Vernisha that is out with Tabari. I said, child. Tabari, okay. So she's out with Tabari, and they are at a class making like a cologne perfume, a scent. I want to take one of those classes. I am obsessed with perfumes and base notes and learning how to layer them and that type of stuff. So that seemed like a vibe. We find out that he is a realtor. So, when you're a realtor, for all intents and purposes, you are your own boss. He's a manager at a restaurant, and he owns a radio station. So she's immediately attracted to the fact that he's an entrepreneur. She feels that, he's going to understand her better. And I agree. I think dating entrepreneurs, there's just a certain level of understanding and respect that they have for each other. And I only say that because as somebody that does work in corporate America, I work from home 2 days a week. And I promise you that there are people that will think just because I'm here and not in the building downtown that I'm not really busy. I'm not really working. I've had people be like, "Oh, I'm gonna stop by." No, I'm literally working. My mama call, "You want to run to the store real quick?" No, I'm working. So I think when you are an entrepreneur and you're dating an entrepreneur, you guys just understand each other a little bit more. I just don't think Jabari is right for her. So they package up the scent and she wants to name it Tabari, and that could be a scent. That could be a scent. Y'all know Tom Ford gives everything a weird scent, a weird name, like off name. That could be a scent. I like Tabari though. I think Tabari he was a very cool dude. Ashlee is on a date with Christopher, who is a 35-year-old insurance agent who said his nickname was Box. And it was because of the shape of his head. And I cackled at that because my brother was called Boxhead in high school because of the shape of his head at the time, too. I feel like his head has changed now that he's older. Was it because he had a high top? Nonetheless, my brother's nickname was Boxhead. Y'all remember do y'all remember Black Planet? My brother's name was literally like Boxhead 82 or something like that. So I cackled. Then we get a little more into Christopher's everything. And Christopher just got out of a relationship 3 or 4 months ago that was a 3-year relationship. Tamika. Tamika. Where are you finding these men? It's almost given that she's just walking down the damn streets of New Orleans and picking out the first man that she sees. Like, what is going on here? Y'all better get y'all a real matchmaker for the next season. This was silly. This should have never happened. Ashley is asking him if he's ready to truly move on, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm good." He honestly he gave extra vibes. Like the man that they originally picked wasn't available. So now they just put anybody in his place. Ashley, you should have kept Donald. So at the end, all four ladies and then 3 of the 4 guests are there. Stormy's not there. I wonder why. So Camille doesn't think that Zadia and Cam are equally yoked. She doesn't think that they are right for each other, thinks he's a nice guy. However, Liz likes Jabari, but doesn't think that he's going to be willing to compromise. So she thinks that he's just too much of a homebody, whereas Vernisha is clearly out mingling, networking, doing a lot of different things. But plus, by her being an entrepreneur, she's just out. LJ thinks that Keith is nice, but wonders if Charisse will get bored with him. She will. You can only go on so many ice cream and walk in the park dates as an adult. You can only go on so many. So then we talk about the fact that Stormy isn't there. So Ashlee said that Stormy went on her date with Kirsten. Yes, that is exactly how it went. So Ashlee feels away, and she has every right to. She like legit has every right to feel the way that she does. And then she goes on to say, when people show you who they are, believe them. And she just kind of feels that Stormy played her. So she's pissed. She's upset about it. She pulls this fan out of somewhere and she's over it. And that was really the episode, y'all. Let me know what you guys thought about this week's episode. Who do y'all think the ladies are going to keep? Who do y'all think they're going to keep? I think Zadie is going to continue to keep Cameron for one, because her date wasn't good. I really want Vernisha to keep somebody other than Jabari, but we'll see. Charisse should be keeping Mizell and Ashlee. That was all you needed to know that you should not keep. Well, hell, Ashley's the one that's in a bit of a pickle. Like, do you keep Kirsten after what happened on your date, or do you keep Christopher, knowing that he could spin the block at any moment? Let me know what you guys think, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.